started back in 2003, and it's basically by teachers and for teachers. CTE teachers are invited to come to our institutes, write their best lessons, and then we publish them on the CTE Online website for absolute free for anyone to use, specifically CTE teachers, although in the last few years we've been inviting academic teachers as well. So we have anything from digital photography to history and social science lessons on the site.
Oh, go ahead.
Here with Andy Mitchell from Sonoma Valley High School, and Mary's going to walk us through the platform.
Okay, so Andy, you're logged in, right?
Yes.
And so now there's a few different ways you can find lesson plans and projects on the site. One way is to click on projects, and that will take us to the hundreds of projects that have been created by teachers. And if you want, since there's so many, you can filter by your industry sector. In this case, we're selecting AME. And then to refilter, you can just hit enter or the magnifying lens. And then you're just going to see projects that are specific to that industry. And in this case, we have 84 different project-based learning style projects on our site. If you scroll to the very bottom, you'll see that we can also filter by subject areas. So it's for CTE teachers and academic teachers. Another way you can find curriculum is if you go back up to the top, and we're going to choose a different tab. We can choose outlines right here in the blue. Yeah. And this brings us to all of our course outlines, and each course outline has lesson plans and projects as well. So again, if we filter by AME, we're going to see 13 different course outlines, and each one has those same lessons and projects, but they're organized by topic areas. So in this case, we're going to click on one of them, Advanced Digital Photography, and if you scroll through, you'll see all sorts of information about a course like this if you were to teach it. Along the left, you'll see all the units, and then as we scroll, you'll go through each unit, and the lessons are all attached. You can also search using those same tabs at the top, the lesson plan. You can start from just curriculum, which is everything on the site. There's also a tab for resources. Every lesson plan has PowerPoints and handouts and videos, and those are all collected in the resources section, so you can find any of those resources and use them separate from their lesson plan just by clicking on that tab. And then there's finally two more areas that you might be interested in. We have groups. There are community groups linked by industry sector. So if you click on industry and refilter, every industry sector on our site has its own group. You can choose one and we'll take a look at it. So for example, hospitality, tourism, and recreation is run by a teacher. Every year we pay a teacher to actually manage the site. Comments are put on the site by that leader or by anyone who's a member. And then projects, resources, upcoming events can all be shared using that group. And I would encourage anyone who's in an industry sector to find one of their community groups and join it.
Excellent. Now, you also said that there's an opportunity to post lessons online.
The reason we have so many lessons is because our project every year invites teachers to apply and then come to a 2-day institute where we pay for all the teachers' travel. So if you're traveling somewhere that you need to fly to get to our institute, which is either in Sacramento or in Ontario, we pay for your flight, we pay for your hotel, we pay for your meals, we pay for your car, a mileage. And then, those 2 days you learn how to use their site, you look at the lessons, you see how we write them, and then you write your lessons remotely, working with what we call a team lead. They give suggestions and you revise as needed, and then at the end of the day, you've got 4 lessons that we publish on the site, and you get $2,000 for all of that time and effort you put in.
Excellent.
So,
And what's the website name again?
cteonline.org.
Perfect. Thank you.
What do you do?
Yeah, my name is Chris. I'm with Klein Educational Systems based out of Davis. And we've been in business for about 30 years, and we work with school districts to put in vocational types of programs. So anything from automotive to welding, engineering, HVAC, green technology, drones or robotics. And most of our programs lead to some type of industry recognized certificate.
How would you say that your industry is?
well. There's a huge need right now for students coming out of high school or community colleges with these types of skills. And our training programs align to what these manufacturers or companies are looking for. And so there's a good opportunity for students to get employed.
And what advice would you give students who are still looking for something to do as jobs?
Yeah, I would be looking into the area of advanced manufacturing. There's a lot of cool technology being put into manufacturing, and it's not that old dingy building anymore to where people are getting dirty. It's actually being used more and more with automation. So controlling robots and conveyors and just a lot of different automation going on. So it's a really cool industry.
Awesome. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about your company?
Just check out our website and yeah, give us a call if you have any questions.
All right, thank you. That would be all for today.
Thanks.
My name is Peter Oliver. I'm the co-founder of Switch Vehicles, and we make an education product for schools where students can learn how to work as a team to build an electric vehicle. We're actually helping students develop not only the knowledge of the technology of the electric car, but all of the soft skills that you need to get by once you've started working in your career. You need to work as a project manager. You need to get your work done on time and on schedule. You need to coordinate that effort with other groups that are doing the same thing on that project. You need to be able to get along and communicate with each other. So we're teaching all the soft skills that are really part of a project like this. One example was not long ago we delivered a vehicle to a school and we recorded some of the student responses. And one of the students said, you know, I'm a high school kid. I can't build a car. You must be crazy. And then we were fortunate enough to go back and interview that student again. And he came out of it going, you know, you delivered this car to me and I thought you were crazy because I couldn't believe I could actually help build a car and then be able to drive it. And so he did. He said, you know, I built the car. We worked as a team. It was hard. There were some things that we couldn't figure out, but we worked at it. And we built the car. And the difference between those two people was a lot of growth. And that's what happens with success. Trying to do things bigger than you think you can do. So that's one of the ways we're helping with the Switch Lab.
Was there anything else you'd like to add about this company?
Well, you know, it's just a great opportunity. We've had interns that have graduated from college with engineering degrees, but they were engineering degrees without a lot of practical experience of building things. So there's nothing like actually working to build something that really enhances your career and your perspective on life. So we're really fortunate that we're involved in this program, and we're really happy that we're able to help people gain the confidence that that you can only gain when you actually build something with your hands.
And where can we find information about this?
You can find information about the Switch Lab by searching for the Switch Lab on the web or going to www.switchlab.com. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Gives you information about the lowest cell and the highest cell. So a battery is made up of a bunch of individual cells, and you want them all to be about the same voltage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
went surprisingly fast, so it was really fun.
Hi, my name is Stacy Teagarden, and I'm an apprenticeship consultant for the state of California. I work for the Department of Industrial Relations in the Division of Apprenticeship Standards.
Okay. How does your product benefit students or company?
Okay, so what we do is we oversee existing state registered apprenticeship programs, and we make sure that they're following all the rules that they're supposed to, and that they're training their apprentices an appropriate amount of time and completing them from their programs. And what I'm here to do today is to introduce these opportunities to teachers and counselors and different folks that would work with young people who are getting ready to embark on their next step in life, which is a career.
And what skills would you recommend for someone to have to be able to take this opportunity?
So there is a variety of different occupations represented within state registered apprenticeship programs. So, a big thing is these are skill sets jobs. So, graduate from high school, math and science are always good, reading comprehension. So, basically anything you need to do to be successful, you would need to be successful in an apprenticeship program.
How would you say that your industry is growing?
Oh, apprenticeship is growing by leaps and bounds. Currently, we have a little under 90,000 state registered apprentices in the state of California. By the year 2020, our goal is to have 200,000 registered apprentices. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you would like to add?
Just that this is a great opportunity for young people or people of any age that are looking for a career. There's a lot more out there than just going to a four-year college, and I'm here to let people know about that opportunity.
Awesome. That's it. Thank you.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
My name is John Dahlgren, and I am from Butte College in Oroville, and I am full-time faculty. And what that means is that I teach full-time for my living, and my area of responsibility as a faculty member is drafting technology, 3D modeling, SolidWorks, AutoCAD, and engineering courses. And then I'm also a department chair, which is just a fancy term that we use that I manage computer science, drafting, engineering, and sustainable technologies.
Do you see an increasing demand for jobs in this industry?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. In all the industries that I'm part of, yes.
How would you explain the skill set for someone who wants to take this opportunity that you have?
Well, the first thing I would really want to understand from a student's perspective is what their passion is. What they want to do is definitely going to be a path they're going to follow. Regardless of what we try to teach, passion is going to be where the student is going to naturally fall. So the first thing I would do is try to match the passion up with what I know the industry demands are. And then I would probably look at what the opportunities are to help the student get where they want to go, regardless of whether it means that they finish at the community college or they go on to the university. I really want to help the student get there and let the education they need be determined by the industry that they're in.
And what advice would you give to students who are still looking for something to do?
Right back to passion.
Right.
Explore, especially at the high school level, if there's any kind of elective course, and I know that they're kind of not as plentiful as they used to be, but if there are elective courses, take them. If there's any kind of a makerspace that's available in the area, find it. If there is any opportunity to connect with a school, a community college, or a university nearby, find it and definitely connect with that. There will be most likely some outreach courses and outreach programs that are available. Find something to do that relates to something they're interested in.
And what would you say, what is your favorite part about this job?
Well, I didn't go to school to be a teacher. I went to school to be an engineer. But I always found myself teaching and training in every job that I did in industry. So for me, I found what I want to do, and that's using the technical work that I've done as an engineer and as someone who has been in industry to connect with students and help get where they want to go. I love being a teacher.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about your industry or job?
Well, the only thing I will add to that is as I said before, I like to help students get where they want to go, but I'm also one that believes that it isn't necessarily defined by having to get a 4-year degree. So if the student is really interested in following a training program and finding their passion and getting out into industry, you have to remember that almost 60% of the jobs out there don't require a bachelor's degree to be successful. Your passion does.
Great. I think that'll be all for today.
I have a follow-up question, actually.
Yeah.
You're here to talk to teachers. What do you find teachers are struggling with right now as industries are changing or things are moving at a very rapid pace, and sometimes how do you help teachers? How do you teach teachers?
No, that's a great question, and I'll kind of answer it in two ways. The first, just in terms of reaction, I love to teach. So second to students, I love to teach teachers and share what I know, experience, strength, hope, that it is possible and that their success can come through those places of struggle, of trying to keep up with everything that's required. Often CTE teachers don't start off with the pathway to go into teaching. They find their way to it, which means there's a lot of adapting that has to be done. And the adapting that has to be done from a technical level is keeping up with the industry change, and that's happening extraordinarily rapidly. So self-teaching and kind of prescribing the self-discipline to keep up with that is a challenge, but something that I certainly recommend. I also believe that opportunities like this, where we have the time made for us to collaborate, is something that, if there's a way that the school can support it, find a way to get here, find a way to collaborate. The biggest challenge to teach teachers is getting them in the same space, and that isn't necessarily a physical space. Some of it is revolving around the accountability of being in the classroom setting so much that trying to even have a half an hour conversation over Skype becomes a challenge. But we try and persevere. So even utilizing technology to help have virtual meetings is important as well.
Excellent. Do you recommend any place that they can do that? Is there anything you've seen or?
Well, in terms of, not necessarily in terms of online collaboration, although I think eventually it will come, but CTE Online is a fantastic resource. I've been involved with CTE Online for 8 years, and I really believe in what it has created in terms of a curriculum vault and a place where the ever expansive nature of those changing lesson plans happens, is supported and kept current. And so that best practice is usually very much discoverable in that environment. I would say other places to look would be places where your local community college might have collaborative opportunities. Places where maybe they may be conducting an outreach course to industry, and find a way for them to include the teacher in that outreach.
I have one more question. Do you think that such high percentage of jobs and opportunities that are available without a bachelor's degree inspiring more students to just go for what they want?
Oh, that's a super question. And let me answer that question this way. We've created this belief in all of our students today, and I'm a dad, so I have 2 kids, I'm a grandfather now too, that in creating that belief system that the only path to success is a bachelor's degree, it's really hard to help the student understand that isn't the only path. And some of it revolves around building the confidence in the student to explore, discover, and build that sense of passion through the outcome that is defined by the industry need, not by the education need. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's more of a normal thing now that students can recognize this.
I would like to believe that it's becoming more normal, but we have a long way to go to help really build that confidence into the high school level, because so much of it revolves around what are you going to do after high school? And it's not really involving going to a community college, it's involving going to a 4-year university.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.